Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Right.
Kevin does that
So, why are you here today?
Because even though we have checks and balances and the courts rule against Trump and the Project 2025, it's up to the people to dissent. Because the court system cannot do that. It is up to us, we the people, for the people.
Thank you very much. Yes. Like I said, we're really artists, but this is important. So why are you here today?
My name is Catherine. I'm a federal government.
Because I am just dismayed by the horrors of the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And I never thought I'd have to do this, but I don't want to do it.
Well, have you ever protested before or been to one?
I protested when I was in college twice.
Yeah.
And now this is our third or fourth one in the last 2 months.
Yeah. What else can we do? Okay, so I noticed you got a Canadian. Are you concerned about Canada too, or how they're being treated right now?
Yes, I believe that Trump is moving into 1934 Germany, and he wants to beat Hitler's time in invading the country next door.
Yeah.
And I'm very afraid for them.
Like Putin too, trying to invade other countries next door. Okay, thank you very much. Anything else you want to say? Or?
Just that it is incredible what has happened these last couple of months with our government basically folding and turning on itself and on its friends and embracing our enemies.
Yeah.
And it boggles the mind.
It does.
And I was afraid that this was going to seem a little tame compared to what everybody else was saying, but at its most basic, we're not. Forget whatever any individual person believes. We're not following the laws that we have agreed to follow.
Yeah.
At its most basic, if we can't even follow the laws that we've agreed to, everything else is lost.
Yeah.
And we have the president ignoring the law. We have our senators and representatives ignoring the law. We have heads of cabinets. We have the inspector generals and the security apparatus for the different organizations, Social Security, the national security files. They are ignoring the law. They are letting, they are abrogating their duties and stepping aside and letting people who don't know anything about computer security get into their systems. And it's just, it's like we're in some sort of surreal dystopia.
Twilight Zone, man. It's really weird. They couldn't have thought of a better episode. Anyway, thank you very much.
Oh, sure.
And I just found out you are a former Republican. How long ago were you a Republican?
I am a Republican.
Oh, you are?
I proudly voted for Ronald Reagan the first election I was eligible to vote. I have been a Republican ever since. 2016 is the first year I did not vote for the Republican candidate for president. I have voted for Democrats otherwise, but it's the first time I did not vote for the Republican candidate for president. And I actually did still vote for a Republican. He just wasn't running on the Republican ticket.
So this is a big turn for you to be protesting.
Your party left you.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I've been thinking and really haven't had the chance to tell people is I am a Republican. Donald Trump is not a Republican.
Right.
Governor DeSantis is not a Republican.
Yeah.
Governor Abbott is not a Republican.
Yeah.
Governor Stitt is not a Republican.
Yeah.
Lindsey
happened?
Graham used to be a Republican,
Yeah.
but he lost his mind somewhere around in the late teens.
What is it? Is it the water in Washington? What the heck is it?
I don't know what's going on. I wish I knew, and I wish they could figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But
So
my party has left me.
yes. Yep. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thanks
Sure.
for that last. Yeah.
That little guy, he's got a great idea.
Okay. So why are you here today?
Oh man, where do I even start? I'll just stick with the sign for
Yeah.
now. And I work in public education.
Oh, you do?
And I work with teachers. I'm a teacher educator, and I work in programs that are funded by the Department of Education partly. And we're just terrified at what's happening at the possible erosion and privatization of public education. So that's just one of many issues I'm out here to speak up for.
If he closes down the federal Department of Education, right, and lets it go to the state, what does that mean? Does that mean the money goes to the state to be? What does that mean?
Well,
you know?
in theory, it means the money goes to the states, but the whole infrastructure and all the people who know where the money is supposed to go and how to disperse it and to hold people accountable for equitable spending are gone.
Yeah.
So there's no guardrails anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe the money will make it to the states. Maybe the money will get dispersed appropriately. Maybe not. And so we've seen Doge's model of government efficiency is the most inefficient, chaotic thing we've ever seen.
I think they need to be educated.
Yeah. So there's a really good chance the most marginalized students in districts are going to be the ones that pay the most.
Yep. Are they? Have you noticed anything like they're not actually firing teachers yet, are they? Do you know in public
They're not
schools?
firing teachers yet, but many districts are issuing preemptive letters. The Detroit Public Schools actually not that long ago issued a letter saying that they could expect cuts and layoffs in the coming school year.
And they're already shorthanded, right?
They're already shorthanded. So public education is under attack.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So why are you here? When did you think? When did you realize that Trump was a Russian?
Oh, it's been there. It's been everything is out there. All you have to do is just look at it.
Yeah.
All of his talking, all of his sayings, his demeanor towards Putin, and his supposedly he has such a great time talking with him. He's been it's there. He's a Russian traitor. He's got assets, and Putin has got something on him, especially with the Epstein files that he's not giving out to anybody, but Putin's got information on him.
But the Russian ties, don't those go back, I believe, to before he was president? In fact, I believe his father used
He also has stuff on his
to
on his
sell their
wife.
condos. They sell the condos to the Russian.
Putin's got stuff on his wife too.
Yeah.
So, pictures from a long time
But even
ago.
that, I just can't believe that he'd be that worried about it. He's doing
And I'm
so much.
surprised because he's actually let Putin's let those pictures go again, so that they're out back on the internet. Anybody can take a look at Melania when she was a younger person, and not knowing what's going on, or how her life was going to go.
Yeah.
But the fact of it is that it's just he's a Russian.
Yeah, it's just so blatant.
He's a Russian puppet.
Well, good luck with everything.
Anyhow.
That Trump is a fascist dictator. He's trying to get an authoritarian regime going in this country. I am so angry with what he's doing to the war heroes on the government website. I have a cousin that was killed in Iraq, and now his information is wiped from the website. And there are so many people that are suffering. I know someone that's looking into relocating to Canada because their child is transgender. I have relatives that are gay, and they deserve the right to live.
Yes.
We are all human beings. I don't care what the Republicans say, that just because an undocumented person is here illegally, statistically, they do less crime than American people in this country.
Yes.
It's not our fault that the white American men in Congress are afraid and intimidated by people of color, because we deserve the right to live and exist. We are not all criminals. And for him doing away with birthright citizenship is wrong and totally unconstitutional. All of this is happening because people thought that he was going to change the world, he was going to change the country. I am just so angry. I apologize. I'm just
it's
really
all right.
angry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I am so
This is
angry
your
that so many
chance.
people are they're gonna suffer and go hungry and die because they can't afford medication that they used to be able to afford under Biden. There's a lot of diabetes in this country because of the junk that we put in the food, and the manufacturers don't want to make healthy food with less garbage in it, and it's leading to the demise of health of people everywhere in this country.
Yeah.
And I do agree with some of the things, how it would be nice for our food to be healthier. But as far as the vaccines, I'm for medical science, facts, statistics.
And for healthcare, probably.
And for healthcare. Everybody needs to have healthcare.
Yep.
The Europeans have universal
Everybody.
healthcare.
We're the only one that
French
doesn't.
have universal healthcare. People will go to Cuba and Mexico to get their dentures, they get medication that they can't afford here. People go to Canada to see doctors that can get them medication for cheaper. We're having to outsource patients because we can't afford to be healthy. We can't afford to get medicine. We can't afford to go into the doctors because they're doing away with Medicaid.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
And it's horrible. They're doing away with Medicaid.
They're taking away health
and
care,
there's so many people worried, the undocumented, the illegal aliens are all criminals and killers and rapists. There's more people in this country that commit rape and murder and pedophiles than there are the undocumented. And it's statistics and facts, and they only listen to what Trump has to say. I could go on.
I understand. It's got to get better, though. I mean, he's looking kind of peaked to me, Cross your fingers.
I'm hoping so, but we are so close on the brink of war. Him going and bombing Yemen was the stupidest thing to do. We had no problem with Yemen. Yemen, he wants to go to war with everyone. Him trying to invade Canada, our most precious and closest ally. They are our friends. I have friends in Canada.
Where's the people with the white jackets to take him away?
Oh my God. Unfortunately, the insane asylums are closed. And for the Congress people, or the Republican senators that want to make Trump derangement syndrome a diagnosis so that people can be diagnosed with it. That's a complete and utter
They can
joke.
convert the ones of us that aren't already in the cult into the cult.
People, we have a right to disagree. We have a right to disagree. People aren't going to disagree with me. Then I'll get those. Just so tired of people blaming everything on the immigrants. I don't see any American citizens volunteering to go and pick green beans and the tomatoes and lettuce out in the fields for not even $5 an hour in the hot sun. And they the only time they can go to the bathroom is the porta-john, and they don't get to wash their hands, but they have to pick the fields. They got to go to the orchards. And when you're picking oranges, if you don't know it, orange trees have little tiny thorns on them. And when they go home, they are bleeding. Their hands are blistered and cracked and
the bad
sore.
guys.
And they work like slaves.
Yeah. It's sad.
And
so, and even that's going to be gone now.
people are going to starve in this country because I don't see very many people in the offices that are going to take off a day to go work in the fields to bring food to the table. I know that recently out west that a lot, and what was it in the state of, Oklahoma or Utah, where all the cattle ranchers have voted for him 3 times. Dumbasses, I know they're going to bleep that out. But 3 times they voted for him. And then all of them are filing for bankruptcy, but apparently now they're going to get some last minute, funding to help the cattle ranchers stay in business so that American people, so American people don't go hungry. I mean, how many people, if anything, they should allow Detroit residents to also have chickens in their backyard. In my hometown of Port Huron, they recently passed an ordinance where they are going to allow citizens to have chickens in their backyard because we can't afford eggs. Eggs is one of the cheapest, leanest sources of protein that's healthy for people. And most people can't afford them. Some places were $10 or $12 for 1 dozen of eggs. 1 dozen. It's crazy. How are people going to survive? It's like he wants all the poor people to die. You're going to cut off our food supply. You're going to take away funding for SNAP, for Medicaid, Medicare. You're going after Medicaid next. The veterans are already suffering. Have you been to a veterans hospital? My sister took my uncle there before he passed, and you'll see people with no arms, no legs, who can barely get around into the lobby where they have to wait hours before they get any kind of assistance because they don't have enough funding. And he took it away. And then the drunk drawer cabinet, don't even get me started on that. We have rapists, we have alcoholics, we have drug addicts. I mean, hell, even Don Jr. Trump on TV was like sticking his hand in his pocket, rubbing that cocaine on his nasty teeth. It's like we have what the hell kind of people are running the government?
Cellmates are running
It's disgusting.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
I do want to say this was a peaceful protest. I probably had one of the biggest mouths here, and I wasn't even one of the contributing people that put this together, but this was peaceful. No person was harmed, no one was injured, no police were involved, nothing was burned, damaged, or destroyed or defaced in any way. We were not insurrectionists like the Republicans who tried the attempted coup of our nation's capital on January the 6th. We didn't beat the hell out of law-abiding policemen who were there doing their jobs. What was it, 150 officers were killed, and then one person who sustained so much injury died in a coma. One officer had her head split open. What the hell are you guys doing calling us the party
I don't even entertain that
of warmongering and violence? Nobody's hurting people here.
And I've been to several of these protests, and I haven't seen any violence.
Nobody. We're
just
peaceful.
Like-minded people.
They're just angry because we don't agree with them. We will not submit. We will not bend the knee. We will not kiss his fat ass. Fuck Trump.
Yes. And then we get the little sign on your hat. Okay, so what are you here for today?
I'm here to protect democracy for my children, my grandchildren, and Trump's got to be stopped. And if the people have to be the backbone to get it done, then I'm there.
Yeah.
Whatever I can do.
Doesn't seem like anybody else is doing it, huh?
No, they're spineless wonders.
Yeah.
And they're all worried about their job.
Yeah.
And they're just going to be yes men. It's despicable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good you're out here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello.
$400. Got our best offer. How you doing?
Great.
Is that marble?
No, I was. It would be if it was marble. It would be 400.
Yeah.
Make a donation, my brother. Yeah, every little bit helps.